Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Jay-a-samei's Casual Talk. Joining us today, we have a versatile musical artist, J-Star himself. Welcome, J-Star.
Yo, what's good?
You happy? You good?
Oh yeah, I'm kind of nervous, I'm not gonna lie, but I'm also happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you.
Casual Talks, that's a dope name, by the way.
Thank you very much. So yeah, let's get into it. Please tell us more about yourself, man.
Should I start in like the beginning?
Oh, we want from the beginning.
Damn. Alright, so back when my parents met, right? I'm just like, I was born in 2004. My government name is Stelo Junior Mashao, and no, my father's name is not Stelo. Junior is actually like my other name. It's my second name. I was born in 2004, born and raised in Mamelodi. Basically fell in love with music when I was like 9 or something like that. I was writing mostly poetry, but to an extent, I think I found it very difficult to write poetry. So that's when I kind of leaned more into an R&B type of thing, and I started like singing more. And from there, I kind of got into rapping. I think around like the 5th grade. I don't know how old I was back then, but like yeah. I was influenced, like believe it or not, I was influenced by Young Thug. And from there, actually, I kind of wanted to take a different approach. A huge, how can I say this? A polar take, okay? Just to be opposite from what was trending at the time. Young Thug was more of a trappy type of person. I'm pretty sure he still is. And then I wanted to be more of a message-oriented type of musician. And when I knew that you could do that, you could actually tell your story, portray emotion and all that stuff through music, it kind of made it easier for me to fall into that space where I can just make the music that I like, but also portray whatever message or what kind of story that I want to tell, not just be vibes and all that stuff. Because even as a kid, I think I knew that that type of lifestyle was destructive, not just to the person, but to the art form that I fell in love with. So around that time, I was just like putting rhymes together, just having fun, imagining beats and all that stuff, because I couldn't like download beats. I didn't have a phone or anything like that. I couldn't download beats. I couldn't do any of that. So I was just imagining beats. I had like kicks and snares and trumpets in my head. And it's a very huge hit. So there's like a lot of stuff going on. And then I met my brother LaShawn Ember. At the time, it was going by Jay Weezy. You know LaShawn Ember.
Yes, I do.
At the time, it was going by Jay Weezy. Right now, he actually adopted this LaShawn Ember name, which I still respect and love so much. We were basically a duo throughout the rest of our primary school and throughout high school, and you know, all that stuff. And that's when we kind of pushed music together as a duo. And then around maybe mid-high school, right, we adopted our other friend named Ntlantla, but y'all call him XDZ. Reason why y'all don't see him right now is because he's also pushing his own stuff that side. But overall, we're all in good terms. We're all pushing our own stuff. We're all doing as much as we can. And all that stuff, you know, it's all respect. And that's one thing that I appreciate. That's one thing that I've learned throughout making music, is that everybody has their own role, everybody has their own time, and just everybody is doing whatever they can to make anything happen, you know? And I try to adopt that into not just the music, but the way I carry myself as a person, as a man. And I hope it resonates with whoever listens to the songs, whoever has been a fan since the beginning. You know, I'm not even a huge fan of the word fan, you know. I call them the J fam because they're family, you know.
That's cute.
And throughout, I've been looking for this sense of just belonging, you know. I've always wanted to be a part of something. So that's why I don't take certain things for granted, right? But I think that's going too deep into my emotional side, right? But like, in simple terms, started writing and making music when I was like in primary. I recorded my first song in 2020 titled No Stress. Be sure to check it out. And right now we're here. Big Move and Go Stupids later. MC Me, house parties and we're just pushing as much as we can at this point. And then that's basically as much as I can tell you.
So a lot of artists that I've spoken to are all working to improve themselves, and I heard a bird say that you're attending Copper. What goal are you willing to? What's your main goal in attending Copper as an artist? Because you are you're very good, you know.
Yeah.
So what's your main goal in attending Copper?
I don't like to talk too much about my academic side of things, but that's mostly because people don't ask, you know. I don't really like talk too much about it. I always prefer to like keep it music. But the reason, if we're trying to go back a bit, the reason why I attended the school to begin with is because, in a nutshell, I wanted to make music work for me, and Dad wanted me to go to school. So it made sense for me to be in a music school. You know what I'm saying? It was either that or become a dentist or something. I don't know. Right? And I'm not knocking anyone who's a dentist. You got this, straighten those teeth and everything. But for me, it was like my dad was always preaching that you should always do what you feel is right for you.
True.
And being in like a school or in an environment that doesn't build me for what I want to do with my life, it didn't make sense. It felt like a waste of time, you know?
Yeah.
So my main goal with this, I'm not even sure if I should be like blabbing out my main goals and all that, but I just want to be the best. I just want to make the best music that I can ever make in my life, in simple terms. I want to speak to people. I want to communicate more than just, you know, through these interviews, but like I want to be able to be in that space where I can make the music that I like and find the people that enjoy it as well.
I hear you speaking about your father.
Yes.
Us telling you to go to school and you wanting to pursue music. Do you feel that your family supports you in your dream to be a musician?
Yeah. It's, how can I say this? I do feel they support me, right? I'm just grateful that I'm not in that mindset where I feel like they have to do everything for me, you know? The support is enough where it's like they're not talking down on my work. And if they are, I take it as constructive criticism. That's the kind of mindset they've raised me to put myself in, you know? So to know that they're not talking down on my work and they're not trying to kill my dreams or anything like that, they allow me to work for the stuff that I want and just to grow and actually be a man and, you know, earn everything that I want in life. It means a lot. So I would say they do support me. I would definitely say they do support me.
That's good. I've also found out recently that you have gone into production.
Eesh.
As an artist, why did you think that production was a good skill to obtain?
Because I'm an artist. I rap. It was either I rap over beats or I just do poetry. So since I wasn't really like outgoing as much as I am right now, right? But when I started, I wasn't really like outgoing and social. And unfortunately, COVID kind of forced people to like be active online, and I was not really like the biggest fan of that. So I just thought it would be best for me to either buy beats from other people or just invest in my own craft and just learn how to make my own beats. So the bright side about going to my school is that I didn't know it could be easily attainable. Like such a skill of production, it can be like that attainable. Obviously you have to put your mind to it and work towards it, but like I didn't know that all you had to do was like get a DAW and just go wild, you know what I'm saying? So I saw that it was like also another avenue for me to like try to put some creativity into my music more than just the lyrics and the vocals, you know? I thought like you would craft a story or a movie, an image through sounds, you know what I'm saying? So when I knew that that was possible, I just went wild, you know? I've been producing for like, I think almost 2 years now, and I've made like a lot of stuff. We were even playing some of my demos as well. Some of the stuff I was like still beginning with the production, but I'm proud of it, you know? So reason why I chose production is because I wanted something to rap over, to sing over, in simple terms.
That's good. I also looked into your motto. That's some deep-ish. Please elaborate. Say your motto and elaborate for your fans. You know.
I have a ton of mottos, right? But this one, I think, is the one that I was kind of gearing my mind up to use for the rest of my life. And the motto is slowly but surely. And although I truly believe that everyone can get to their goals at a specific pace. Should we pause or should we? Good. Okay. Although I believe that everyone can get to their goals if you set them and work towards them, you don't have to compare yourself to other people. If you do compare yourself, then let it not be in a sense where you feel you're less than and you can't do nothing about it. But if you know that you can set goals or you can imagine those goals, then you have to work towards them, you know? Even you said it, like you have to be 10 steps ahead so that even if you fail, at least you move 2 steps, you know what I'm saying? So it's stuff like that where it's like, you get there. Some people get there in months, some people get there in weeks, some people get there in years, decades. But surely you're gonna get there eventually, you know what I'm saying? So that's why slowly but surely is just a simple way to even encapsulate the mindset that I'm in this creative space where it's like, you're gonna get there, you know? Whether they like it or not, you're gonna get there.
Eventually you're gonna get there.
Slowly but surely you're gonna get there.
So it's good to, as an artist, to create your own pace and stick to it.
Yes. It's not just physical movement or anything like that. It's all in the mind. So as long as you get your mind right, I think you're gonna be fine. I know you're gonna be fine.
All right. How do you monetize your craft?
I'm not gonna lie. I kind of hate the business side of things, you know. But at the end of the day, job is job. You know, you gotta do your job. So I'm currently working on reaching certain goals on social media, like YouTube and other social medias, where I have to like break these barriers and then start to like gain some money from there. But right now it's gigs for sure, features. I just got into like selling beats and stuff like that. And then I'm also working on like my paperwork with like Samro and all that. You know what I'm saying? But you have to
Jay-a-samei talk.
You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna have to do it like it or not. But right now, I'm just surviving off of that. Honestly speaking, I'm not gonna lie.
To other upcoming artists, how would you advise on balancing making music and making money?
Van Gogh was Van Gogh before he was Van Gogh. Like, it may sound ridiculous, but I'm being for real. You know, Van Gogh has always been Van Gogh. The world caught on after. You know what I'm saying? Because right now when we say Van Gogh, you're thinking of the artist, but Van Gogh has been Van Gogh since birth. You know what I'm saying? Before the money, before the fame, before all that. Who knows? Maybe even died broke. But I genuinely think that if you go with it if you go into an artistic space with a business intention, it usually waters down the art. And if you're cool with making that sacrifice, then I say go for it, as long as you're making your money. But just focus on your craft and the money will follow. That's the best thing I can say.
J-Style,
Yep.
We've seen you doing a lot of great things. Here in Pretoria, you've been traveling to Johannesburg. We are not being recorded and I sound so professional at that time. I was like,
It's like, damn, great things, damn, that's crazy. That's a huge word.
to draw your red carpet for you. It's an imaginary thing. Next thing you'll be walking on gold carpets. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Happy birthday.
J-Style, we've literally been seeing you doing great things. In Pretoria, going to Johannesburg. You're on tour, going on tours as well.
That's right.
What upcoming projects, events should we look out for?
At the time of this recording, right? I'll be dropping an EP titled Back to Square One. I'm not gonna lie, it kind of feels like an album to me, right? When I put it out there, it's gonna be an EP, but it kind of feels like an album, a full like project. So I'll be dropping that, and I think for the year that's gonna be like the main event in terms of music. And then with visuals, I'll be collaborating more with Mr. Hype. Shout out to Hype Media. Be sure to follow him right here. Maybe like in the description somewhere here, right? Yeah, in the description below. I'm gonna be doing more visuals for the project, and I'm gonna try to tap into more features, try to do more sounds, because although I would love to like just be outside, I think it'll be best I mostly stay inside and just try to work on the business side of things, because being outside is one thing, but I've been outside for a few months and now I have flu, so I think being inside is the best way. But don't get me wrong, I will be doing gigs and everything like that. I will be testing out new material for y'all. I love the reception I've been getting, so that's why I'm also looking forward to dropping this project. And also a house party happening. I'll be trying to do more event organizing stuff as well. But this is just stuff that I have to grow into, so I can't really like promise gigs and events per se. But one huge thing I can tell you is that I'll be working more on my brand and working more on growing myself and just, yeah, growing. I think that's the best way to answer your question.
You just, yeah. Wow. You're doing really well, you know. Me being me who discovered you 2-3 years ago.
It's been 2-3 years, damn.
Dude, it's been
That's crazy.
You've really grown, and you never stop. And this is just a build up to a question that I missed, you know.
Okay.
How are you managing to sustain J Style as a brand?
That's a good question. That's a great question. Best way to answer that is I don't separate J Style from Stella. Stella is me, by the way. I don't separate that. Reason why, even if you notice right now, slowly I am growing to express. I'm showing myself more to the audience, to the listener, to anybody that's working with me. You know, I am trying to slowly grow into this image that I'm crafting for myself, not just as personal stuff, but like just make everything one. So I see it as that kind of approach where I don't just make music for the sake of making music. You know what I'm saying? I have to go out and live life. I have to go within as well and ask questions, get answers, and put that into songs. So I don't see it as a way where I have to separate the two. So as long as I can grow as a person, I think J-Style will be fine. I genuinely think J-Style will be fine.
You're onto something.
Yeah.
That's good. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us today. There you have it, J-Style doing great things. He's about to break boundaries. Thank you for joining us today. All the links you need to support J-Style, Mr. Hype, Yzloe Studio, and Jay-a-samei will be found below. Thank you very much. See you next time.